any coincidence at this point in time, with so much targeted hate towards one another, that we're seeing these constant displays in our skies? Whether it's drones or orbs, or as in tonight's discussion, strange fog, bizarre sounds overhead, and the alarming safety issue with airplanes, there are too many to discount now.
Man, I ain't the only one that's hearing this.
Please tell me you guys hear this. Wait for it.
And too many credible whistleblowers coming forward.
A Delta and a United jet approaching the Phoenix airport, the computers in their cockpits suddenly warning that they were seconds from colliding.
LA Thunder, Detroit 2-1.
Detroit 2-1, go ahead.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath our wing.
It's an easy reaction to look to the heavens with hope of benevolent aliens come to save us. But what if this exact situation is another pronounced opportunity for human beings to remember who we are? That it's time for us to save ourselves. The whistleblowers are telling us what forgotten abilities we each have, abilities psychics have employed all along. Now parents and their kids out under the night sky, interacting with orbs, moved to tears by the beauty of the experience,
Oh my God.
are saying
Okay,
the same thing.
Bob,
This is our time.
can you turn off your lights again?
Time to realize how interconnected we all are, to hone and cherish that skill to connect intuitively, that this is what's important.
Hi.
Hey.
All right. My name's Maryam. I'm a psychic medium, and we are continuing our conversation on what is going on in the skies with my friend and researcher, graphic artist, writer, artist, Harlow. And we've been tracking this for a while, and we feel like things keep getting stranger and stranger. So we're going to continue to do this until things chill out, if that's possible. So this progressing activity in our skies is, to use a strange word that I very rarely use, befuddling. When we first began this discussion, people were reporting weird drones, orbs, but over the last few months, it's developed into several stages of unexplained weather events, loud mechanical noises overhead, and these alarming safety issues with the airplanes. And a lot of people are talking about the shifting poles. And so for me, I'm like, okay, so what does that really mean? Well, the little bit of research that Harlow did, we kind of came up with Earth is surrounded by a giant magnetic field. It's generated by the flow of molten magnetic material such as iron and nickel in the Earth's outer core. So the magnetic field serves as a gatekeeper, protecting us from cosmic rays and particle radiation. Since the forces that create this field are constantly changing, the strength of the field also changes. So due to this, magnetic north and south poles gradually shift and sometimes completely flip locations. It happens about every 300,000 years or so. And when it occurs, it not only affects the natural internal navigation systems of birds and fish, but our satellite systems and power grids as well. And it allows more cosmic rays to reach Earth. In December, the updated data on the shifting magnetic North Pole was released as it is every 5 years. According to geophysicists, for most people in the 2025 update won't affect according to geophysicists, for most people, the 2025 update won't affect noticeable changes to navigation. But that's for most people. But a lot of people are kind of blaming the shifting poles on what's going on. And I genuinely, I have no idea what's going on.
It affects navigation. It affects GPS, that kind of thing. don't know that it's actually responsible for what we're seeing now with planes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It can, like the cosmic rays can alter actually DNA and that kind of thing, but it's the people that would be more exposed to that would be astronauts and like airline crews who are up there all the time.
Okay. So
And
then
I
the
mean,
question, go ahead.
the magnetic field is degrading. It has been for, centuries, but yeah, they're kind of alarmed because it's degrading so much faster now. They're saying in a couple hundred years, it could be a serious issue.
Okay. But so if I'm hearing you correctly, not right now, technically.
Not right now, and it doesn't change instantly. It's a slow moving thing, and I don't believe it's enough to cause the accidents we're seeing.
Okay.
That's probably caused by a lot of other things.
So then let's start with that. Let's start with the accidents. Let's start with what's happening. So tonight we're going to cover 3 different areas. Ideally, we're going to cover the airplanes, what's going on in aviation, and we're going to cover the sounds that are in the sky, which if you guys haven't been following any of that, it's weird.
Those are strange.
They are, right?
Because there's these loud mechanical sounds people have been recording in the sky. And it's not, a plane going overhead. It's a bizarre sound. And it continues for a long period of time. And people are reporting it all over the country.
And it sounds a little bit different. Like in each clip that we play for you guys, you'll notice they sound a little bit different.
They do.
And I remember the first time I came across one of those videos and I was like, no. And then you start seeing more and more and you're like, what is happening? Weird.
Just like with the drones, when they first started, it's like, that's probably nothing. And then you keep seeing them. Same thing with the orbs. Everything seems to progress.
Yes. And that's why Harlow and I have been dedicated to, in my opinion, I say we're chronicling this. As it's progressing, we are being guided to what topic we're going to cover and what that's going to look like. And honestly, it's nothing I've ever experienced before, even in my creative world, where I feel like we're just pushed this information and shown what to discuss. And I've just never experienced anything like this. And
yeah.
It's building to something, right? And it's funny because a lot of people keep saying, well, when is this big thing going to happen? When the big thing's happening, this is like how much bigger, how much bigger? And I think now people would say, oh, well, I want to see aliens walking on Earth. I feel like it's happened and we've been dismissed for it. It happened in Vegas. It could have possibly happened in that Miami Mall situation. It's happened and it's been considered crazy. But now these stories are resurfacing because all of a sudden we're saying, okay, maybe we're not crazy. Maybe this really is happening. And we're all of a sudden believing these things. Now, of course, there's plenty of situations that aren't ET related, but this, and I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know if this is ET related. I have no idea, which is why we're going to talk about it tonight. I have no idea what this is related to. So we're going to start, I'm not familiar with the sounds. I bet you a lot of people are not familiar with the sounds. So let's start with the sounds, because the airplanes, I think everyone is familiar with, so we can maybe save that for last. Now, I was thinking like, well, let me tell you guys, put on headphones, but you honestly don't even need to have headphones on to hear this. The only thing you need to do is just listen closely. It's not faint. It's obvious. So there's about, we played 2 videos for you guys in the intro, and then I have 3 other videos we're going to play for you, and I'll play them back to back so you can listen and then let us know what you think.
What is that noise?
Stay inside, baby. What the fuck is that? Okay, but really, what the fuck? Please tell me you guys hear this. Wait for it. What the fuck?
Okay, so if you guys noticed in the intro video, there was a screen grab of some comments that said that one person said that they saw 12 other different locations of people saying, I've heard this in 12 different locations. And then someone else posted that she saw a post of a farmer who was hearing those sounds, only it was coming from underground. And I have seen videos of people going out. And obviously, this is in rural lands because here in the city, you couldn't hear it if that was happening. But I've seen videos of people going out onto their property and there's that sound, and then there's a vibration happening with the sound. And they put their hand on the fence so you can see the vibration. And I've seen multiple videos of those too. So something is happening. What is it?
It makes me think of Sedona when you used to hear about the hum in certain parts of the world, especially there, and vibrations. It used to be just once in a while you hear one or two places, and now all this stuff is everywhere.
It's everywhere. I remember seeing stories about these sounds on TV a long time ago. They creeped me out, and I really felt like it was the earth being pissed at us. You know what? I don't creep out easily, and this has been very unsettling for me. And my dogs, when I was putting these together, my dogs responded to the sound. They didn't like it. They leave the room. So something, and these are people that have lived in these places long enough to know what is a regular sound to hear, what's normal, what would this be, right? And it's not matching. I'm thinking I'm going to play the fog also. And that way, when I go into channel, we have the maybe we'll watch everything all together, actually, so we don't have to go in and out. So the fog is, now you might look at the video and say, okay, well, it's raining or it's foggy. I have to say, I give credence, if that's the right word, to the people filming these videos because they're saying something's different. And so people understand what fog looks like. People understand what rain and snow looks like. That's not weird. But to have random posters who don't know each other, who live in different parts of the country, having the same experience of what is this weird fog, this is where you start to put pieces together and say, what's going on?
And there was also the weird snow for a while too.
Oh, tell me about the weird snow.
I saw several videos about that, how it was like artificial snow and they couldn't figure out what it was. That was a short period of time, and then it changed into the fog.
Really?
Then we started seeing those.
So they were saying snow's falling, but they knew it wasn't real snow?
It was different. And people who live in the snow know what snow is too. And And it was different parts of the country saying the same thing. But it was just a very small window, and it wasn't around very long.
Interesting. Okay, let's check out the fog. Now, this is just a compilation. Fortunately, someone did the work for me of all these videos that have been captured of the fog. Hang on one sec. Let me. I want to remove us. Okay. So, lastly, let's look at these planes.
64. 64. There have been 64 airplane crashes in the first few weeks of 2025. Last year, just for some reference, 36 total plane crashes.
Monday night into that terrifying close call between two passenger jets, a Delta and a United jet approaching the Phoenix airport. The computers in their cockpits suddenly warning that they were seconds from colliding.
The video captured on an airport webcam shows Southwest Flight 2504 nearly touching down. The same moment a private jet crosses the runway. The flight abruptly pulls up, averting potential disaster, and landed safely. It's the latest in a string of air disasters and mishaps. From the mid-air collision that killed 67 near Reagan National Airport to the air disaster in Philadelphia, a crash landing in Toronto, and most recently, an emergency landing after a cabin filled with haze over Atlanta.
The circumstances have been quite different in each one of these accidents or incidents, so it's still too early to draw a common thread through all of them.
We're not talking about just one or two accidents. We're talking about 6 planes crashing within 48 hours. And we're not talking about just in one part of the world. We're talking that this is happening all over the world.
So we've got airports shutting down, pilots reporting mysterious glowing objects and radar signals vanishing into thin air. This is all happening in Turkey. They've been experiencing some bizarre UAP encounters lately. So check this out. Flights at Sabiha Gökçen Airport, sorry if I butchered that, in Istanbul were disrupted due to pilots reporting unidentified objects on their radar systems. These anomalies even triggered collision avoidance warnings, prompting extensive but inconclusive searches by authorities. Also, in a separate incident, a pilot near Gaziantep Airport, again, sorry if I butchered it, spotted a bright glowing object in the sky that wasn't visible on the radar. This sighting led to a temporary shutdown of the whole airport and a massive search operation, but the object vanished without a trace. So, while some are speculating these events obviously could be due to drone activity or atmospheric phenomena, no definitive explanations have been provided as of yet, and authorities continue to investigate to ensure aviation safety.
What you're about to hear is the voices of the pilot and air traffic controllers, and it's set to computer animation. Take a look.
Troy 2-1, go ahead.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath our wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Do you think it was a drone or?
I have no idea. I got my sensor operator looking for it on the camera right now. We'll see if we can find it. But it's like a dark gray cylindrical object, and it was probably the size of a football, and it passed maybe 10 feet under our right wing.
All right, so Violet, so Violet's saying, could the fog be ETs you talked to last time? I think I remember them saying they might appear as fog or mist. I remember that too. I thought of that too. That's what I want to find out. And I was thinking tonight, like before we came on, I was like, I don't even know who to talk to about this. Who do I call on? So that's going to be interesting. Let me pull some of this in really quick. And then and you guys make sure to put your comments or questions and we can hopefully answer those.
And then we have a poll too on the YouTube website if anybody wants to go after the show.
Oh, what's the poll?
That's the poll that asks if you believe we can use our intuitive powers to connect with aliens.
Yeah, definitely go to. Oh, that's right. And we wanted to talk a little bit about that because Violet and Anita both said they're kind of struggling with having that connection, making that connection. So this stuff takes time. And this is why we talk about the 5 steps to consciousness, because the physical body has to be able to hold the energy. And so we have to clear the emotional body. Otherwise, the brain and the emotions are taking charge and telling us what to think and what to feel and not allowing that intuition to move through us. The meditation, obviously, is what teaches us how to quiet the mind, how to quiet the emotions, how to ground the body so we can have these conversations. The physical exercise is so the body is strong enough and can hold this new energy that's going to move through you. The diet is because if we eat foods that are high in sugars, fats, and or animal products, it will block the energy from moving through us, which is why we ultimately want to have a plant-based diet. And therapy and journaling when we need it. And so all of that has to take place, right? And that means that all of this will take time. And I feel like we're in a time and place where time is moving genuinely is moving much quicker. And if you are doing the work, which I know, Violet and Anita are, you have to just be patient, but it's going to happen sooner than not. But you also have to remember, you need to be ready. Your connection to spirit is going to happen in a way that is comfortable and balanced for you. It's not going to serve you or anyone else for it to happen abruptly and in a way that's going to scare you or make you uncomfortable or mess with the body. And so we have to be patient with that. And trust me when I say the connection's already being made. You guys are already having those connections. You just are stepping into the awareness of it, the consciousness of it. It's like connecting to Wi-Fi. You have a Wi-Fi connection. You're just learning how to connect to it. You're just finding the password, but everything's already there. So let's begin. I feel like I want to call on the tall whites. Is that what they were called?
Mm-hmm.
And ask them if we could have a little chat about what's going on. So what we specifically want to ask about is the strange fog, the strange noises, and what's happening with our airplanes. So give me just a minute. I think I have them. Harlow, can you start me off with a question so I can sort of ground and connect?
How about the mysterious noises people have been hearing in the skies? Can they tell us what's responsible for that?
For some reason, I'm feeling the need to ask you, Harlow, what you feel it is.
It's tough because I haven't experienced it. I've only seen it on the videos, and I feel that it's not natural, but I don't know what it is.
We are all a connected force of energy that runs through planetary alignment. And as this unified force runs through planets, alignment changes. Alarms will sound. Alarms will sound when planetary alignment is in trouble and the Earth's core is in danger. Adjusting the alignment is a family effort and cannot be done single-handedly. Alignment is responsible and reactionary to human behavior. It is a response and a reaction to human behavior.
Almost like air raid warnings.
Most like air raid warnings, correct. Harlow, they are speaking directly to you and your work and your book to be completed sooner than later, before 2026.
Okay.
Violet, your family is small and green in stature, similar to what humans may draw minis. You can refer to them as minis. This is so cute.
That reminds me of something too.
Anita, tall gray is your family connection. Not to be misconstrued with the darker grays. They will not be showing themselves to any of you, as it is not necessary. What is necessary is the communication and connection.
Joanne's asking about hers.
Tall whites.
I don't have a name for the ones that I believe are with me, but I don't think it really matters.
They are more fish-like, almost octopus-like. But they also can walk land as human-like. The education of what is taking place now is being doled out to very specific individuals. The galactic families are watching and waiting to determine next steps. Heed the sound of the alarms, and as if they are happening to you and around you. We are not separate. We need to stop acting like it.
And how about the strange snows and the strange fogs? Are those similar in nature?
Man-made. Something is coming that is man-made. The ET fog is subtle and sheer. You can see through it. It is a feeling and an experience more than it is a thickness. When it is thick, this is man-made.
Okay.
What are you doing to yourselves on planet Earth is the question.
So is the purpose of all these things that are happening that have continued to escalate, is it essentially for us to connect?
It is warning and reaction to behavior of those on Earth. Sound fog is warning reaction to what is taking place on Earth. This is not extraterrestrial doing. This is man-made. And this is where we must be cautious of pointing fingers and looking the other way. Do not look the other way. Continue the conversation and see all that is happening. Not just the dark, but the light that is wanting to come through.
There's a lot of both right now.
If the plan is successful, The dark will get stronger, paving the way for light. As the dark gets stronger, the light quietly builds. If this continues, we will see planet Earth shine, but yet to be determined.
Okay.
Do not confuse leadership with leaders. Do not confuse leadership with leaders. You have leadership. Do not allow them to be your leaders. Airplanes.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
ET interference. The skies are filled with ET interference. Some good, some bad. You have pilots who are unconscious. But you also have pilots who are very conscious. And we are seeing more conscious pilots than not. Those conscious pilots are awake and will take care of you. We are seeing an influx of pilots becoming more conscious and able to divert hazards. A lot is happening in the skies to bring attention to your pilots, their consciousness and their bravery with understanding the energetic forces at play, but unable to articulate or communicate it. Questions?
Susan asks, why has it taken us these instances to wake up?
Ask yourself that. Waking up is an individual experience that turns into a collective experience. That turns into a global experience. Waking up cannot start globally. It must start individually. This is where you human lack community and individuality. What else?
Well, Joanne's asking, will we survive? But I think that's yet to be determined.
Mm-hmm. You're asking the right questions. Survival lives in the horizon, as does destruction. Both coexist.
Violet's saying, we keep asking the ETs for so many things. Is there anything we can offer them in return?
Wake up. Just wake up. Energy exchange. Listen to your teachers, not your leaders. And find your teachers within yourselves.
That's all the questions right now.
So what do we think? Yes. So I think the most important takeaway from that is that it is an individual process that goes to what did he say? Community
Yeah,
to
it has to start
global?
with individuals and then expand to community and then to global. You can't start global, which makes total sense. And for anybody that, I don't know, that poll made me think a little bit too. If you don't think that we can use our intuition to communicate with aliens, why? If we can use our intuition to feel spirits and ghosts and things like that, why limit it? What makes you think we can't do more?
Well said. It's like it's interesting because it's like as a, you know, psychic medium, people will say, "Oh, can you do this? Can you do that?" And it's like it's kind of like, well, yeah, like if you're communicating energetically, you're communicating energetically. Like at that point, when you communicate energetically, you can communicate with anything energetically, right? What holds us back in communication is when we only communicate with words. Now you can only communicate with someone who speaks your language. So I can only communicate with someone who speaks English if I only choose to communicate with words. But if I choose to communicate with energy, this is why songs, you can listen to a song in a different language and you feel something. And if I'm communicating with energy, then I can communicate with an animal, with an alien, with a spirit, with whomever, whatever. Yeah, and I think part of the problem too is we put everything in boxes, right? Especially in the paranormal community, everything's in a box.
Very much
Like
so.
when Harlow and I were talking, Harlow's taught me a lot about it, and we were talking about something and she just kept saying, well, extraterrestrial or aliens, that's not typical paranormal. Typical paranormal is what you see, right? And I'm like, I couldn't wrap my head around that there was a separation.
Yeah, in the paranormal community, we do Bigfoot, we do ghosts, we do aliens. Very few of them mesh and go with all of
Isn't that interesting?
them, unfortunately.
It makes zero sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you could almost attribute it to, which I'm not, saying, if a doctor isn't treating a patient holistically, the whole body, and the doctor's like, listen, I only know about the heart. That's it. That's all I got. I don't know anything about the lungs. I don't know anything about the kidneys. All I know is the heart, and that's all I can do. But they're all connected. So something's going to be missing, right? And so, a doctor would work. That's why multiple doctors work on, because they all have their specialty, right? But they all work together. That's the hope, is they all work together to figure out how this all goes together. So you would hope you have people that study Bigfoot, study ETs, study paranormal, that it all goes together. It's just we all have different skill sets, right? My skill set of speaking, one of my skill sets is strong skill sets is ETs, whereas for other people, their strong skill set is Wiccan, same stuff, just different titles.
Yeah. I didn't really have that much interest in UFOs for a long time because I didn't experience it. I was experiencing ghosts and other things.
Right. And that's what Anita's saying. I think it's a matter of personal proof, I believe. And I think that personal proof also aligns with your skill set, right? If you're experiencing ETs at a young age, your skill set's obviously going to be aligning with ETs, But there's been plenty of times where I've done this paranormal work and we've discovered or uncovered that it's ETs that are doing it,
Well, and if you think back to the first time you experienced something, how wondrous that is, what's to say it can't be wondrous in the other side of it?
Right. And if you're curious about ETs, then you obviously have a connection. There's obviously a skill set there, or you wouldn't be curious, There's things like, I'm not really curious about Bigfoot. I find it fascinating, but it's not my wheelhouse. It's not my skill set. I believe it. It's real. It's there. It's just not for me to pursue because there's other things for me to pursue. And, vice versa for everyone else.
Never thought about the UFOs or ETs much. And then I started seeing them, just brief glimpses of them, stuff that I couldn't have made up.
And just watching all this that's being captured is really incredible too.
It is.
This was an interesting night. Interesting answers we got. Next week we're doing JonBenet Ramsey. Are we doing that?
Yes, we are.
JonBenet. Harlow and I don't like the murdery true crime, but we do it because people like it and we like people. So we throw in a murdery one and then we're going to find another. We'll do a lighter one after that. But JonBenet is next week. And then the week after that, we still have stuff coming up with the CT stuff. We're going to be really focused on the water because there's a lot of captures now of these beings over the water. And we may have some more, or orbs turning into planes. That might be a thing. We're going to wait and see if more proof comes forward for us, but that's been showing itself in a very odd way too. So again, we'll keep doing this night as long as there's something unfolding, and when stuff stops unfolding, we'll take a break for a bit and come back when it resurfaces. But yeah, it was interesting. Thanks, you guys.
Everybody. Yeah, it's some good comments and some good questions tonight.
Absolutely.
And if you guys have ideas for the true crime show, any topics you'd like covered, let us know.
And for that matter, ET topics. If there's any incidences or stories or something you want us to cover. And then I'll be jumping on another link for our guided meditation and tarot, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot to mention the 3 Air Force jets that flew to Area 51 on Wednesday.
Oh, tell us, what was that for?
I don't know. They don't know much about it yet. I guess it's been slowly happening lately, but 3 of them flew to Area 51 on Wednesday. And we don't know why.
Yeah.
No information more than that about it yet.
Definitely not coincidental.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. Ooh, so maybe more of that will come up.
It might.
And we all have new friends, these tall whites.
Yeah.
this guy that I'm talking to, he's like a grandfather and teacher, leader, Galactic Federation, part of all of that. And when he speaks, he reminds me very much of someone like in our military, because he's very non-emotional, and but yet a heart that you could feel, that's just, warm, but very, very to the point, very specific, and and also pushes me, and so doesn't there's pushes me in way like if you think of like a military sergeant would, where they're not like, that's okay, Maryam, you'll figure it out. They're like, Maryam, listen, articulate. And I'm like, don't yell at me.
You had your head down a lot farther than you usually do. It seemed like a serious one.
Oh yeah, well, because they yeah, there's no joking around with these guys. So I'm kind of like because I also feel very young with them. I feel like I feel like a younger, I'm a student around them, and I feel that, and my my human response is to be the silly kid in the class who's always talking, because that's who I always was. And the more serious they are, the more I'm dying to like be funny or say something, and I'm not going to do that with them. Now, I'm not saying they don't have a sense of humor, but now's not the time. Now's not the time, Maryam.
Well, plus you gave some insights to some people about their groups too, so their family.
Yes. Yes. They're like, stop asking, you guys. Fine, tell them who it is.
So, yeah, I'm going to go for it. As long as people are asking, I was going to throw it out there.
Oh, and by the way, that date for you to finish your book is non-negotiable. I'm not going back to them to tell them you didn't finish it. So whatever book they're referencing, make sure you finish it.
I don't know which book they're talking about. I've done one, and that's it.
There must be another one coming.
That's a pretty short deadline. They're going to have to like show up and give me some info. I don't know.
I can't take back that. I don't know. No. Well, yeah, we'll find out. We'll get more info, I'm sure.
I've had a couple of visions, but I haven't really had any messages, so they need to get on it.
And it may not be that it's an ET related book, right? It just may come.
Possibly.
Violet's like, you can do it, Harlow. Harlow has to do it, because otherwise I'm in trouble. I'm just kidding.
Well, I might be in trouble if I got octopus guys.
Oh my gosh, that's right. They can morph into human-like.
I haven't seen those. The first ones I saw were the guys with the thing on their chest, and then I saw them on that TV show. It was like verified for me.
What was on their chest?
When I had a dream, and I woke up and I knew that this figure had been standing by my bed watching me sleep and watching my dream. And it was a really tall, like 7 foot tall guy, kind of hairy, but in shadow. But there was like a pattern, almost like a breastplate on its chest. And it freaked me out a little bit. And then like a week or so later, Anita and I were watching a show. We thought it was a ghost show because it was this hunting lodge that was having all kinds of activity, scaring all the hunters away. And they brought in this psychic, and she said, yeah, there's residual activity here, but there's also ETs. And so she drew the picture of what was coming. Oh, that's what reminded me too. There were two groups. There was a tall group, and she drew the picture and put it up there, 7 feet tall, exactly like what I saw.
Wow.
With the thing on the chest and everything. And then there was a second group called the Littles. So
the
that
minis.
made me, yes. And they were like these little guys. She drew a picture of those also.
Were they green?
You should go watch that. Was that for Violet?
Yeah, Violet, were you the one with the minis? Oh my God, they're so cute.
So the show was called The Haunting Lodge. I think we watched it on Netflix. I don't know where it is now, but it was really amazing. I about flew out of my chair when she put that picture up. When she drew it, it was just like what I saw.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so check that out.
That's yes, for sure. I love that story. That's so cool. Well, I mean, it sounds like you have multiple families.
It does. Because I assumed they were with me. They're supposed to be like really animal lovers.
Oh, well, that would make sense then, an octopus. But
That's true.
maybe when
But
they
they
morph,
didn't look like that. Maybe it's a different form. Yeah.
yeah, but when they morph, maybe they are that when they morph. They're
Maybe.
the 7 foot with the thing.
Yeah, could be.
That's something too. Harlow found this one video, which I'm sure there's more of them, of people having experiences of things coming into their room, and
Yeah, that's fascinating.
we'll add that to the water ETs.
Okay, you can tell your
Sure.
story.
I can tell my story. We can listen to that woman's story. So many stories. Okay,
Mhm,
guys.
yeah. I think there's just going to be more.
There's just going to be more. Go talk to your alien families. How cute are the minis? Oh my God.
I
I wish
know. They were really cute when she drew them too.
they were they green?
I think they were. Now, see, you're going to have to go watch.
Ugh, so cute. They remind me of like little, I know I shouldn't do that because I'm what's the term? Amphimorphism. You know, when you do that to an animal. Do you know what word I'm trying to say? What is it?
I'm not even going to go there.
It's a hard word. Anthropomorphizing.
It's more fun to listen to you do it.
And you take a story and you turn an animal into like so that it speaks, and it's like you yeah. And I think I'm doing that with the minis. I'm probably like okay, so I'll see some of you guys for our meditation and next week for John Bonet. Thank you again, Harlow. Great research and work like always.
Great channeling.
Okay, you guys. Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Or see you in 2 minutes.